talk about our U.S. debt. This seems to be on every channel. Our debt, our spending is out of control. Government gone wild. This is a little bit outdated, but our USA deficit right now is currently over $17 trillion. Let me ask you guys a question. Who's going to pay for that $17 trillion deficit? The government's either got to spend less, which doesn't look like it's going to happen, or they got to tax more. And if you saw what happened in the last 12 months, taxes went up a little bit. So with that being said, let me give you an income tax history lesson, okay? You know, anytime we have wars, those cost money. And we got to pay for them after they're done. So let's go back to the 1930s. World War I. Income tax brackets went all the way up to 79%. World War II, 94%. Imagine making $100 and $94 of that $100 is taxed. The Cold War, 91%. Vietnam War, 57%. In the 2000s, with the Bush tax cuts, 35%. Now, we just finished our Iraq-Afghanistan war. And you just saw that the interest rates they slightly crept up to about 39%. Now, I'm not no genius, but when you start seeing some trends, you can only think that taxes may be going up in the future. So let me ask you a question. You think that income taxes are going to remain the same, be lower, or rise in the future? For those that say that it's going to rise in the future, then why would you have any of your money in a vehicle that's going to get taxed later? Does not make any sense, right? Let's talk about your savings plan. Don't take it from me. Time magazine is a very, very credible magazine. And this is what Time magazine said about the 401k. It said the ugly truth is that a 401k is a lousy product, a financial flop, a rotten repository for our retirement reserves. And what must seem like a crude joke to many, the accounts prove the most dangerous for those closest to retirement. Many people that I know, a lot of friends, colleagues, peers, guys that were looking to retire before the market crashed, found themselves working another 5, 6, 7 years just to recoup the losses that they experienced in their 401k. Now, we're not bashing 401ks. 401ks are a great product to have if you need the tax write-off and if your employer is matching you dollar for dollar. If your employer is going to give you 5%, match the 5%. But I would not recommend matching or going over what they're matching. Okay, that's why we need to diversify our portfolio. And that's what I've learned to do here at MRC. Now, Social Security. This is a very sensitive subject to many people. We get these statements every single year. And a lot of us don't even open up the envelopes or read them. But we just kind of turn to the page to see what the Social Security benefit payout is and pretty much leave it alone. But next time when you see the Social Security envelope, open it and read the statement. And the statement is going to say something like this. In 2007, we will begin paying more in benefits than we collect in taxes. Without changes by 2041, the Social Security Trust Fund will be exhausted, and there will be enough money to pay only about 78 cents for each dollar of scheduled benefits. We need to resolve this issue soon to make sure Social Security continues to provide a foundation of protection for future generations. What does that mean? Well, Social Security, guys, is not a retirement account. It's not there to supplement a retirement account. Social Security is a system that may not be there for younger generations. My mom and dad had brothers and sisters of 6 to 9 people in their family. And then when they created their own families, they had 2 or 3 kids. So what happens is that you have an old generation that had all these kids that were paying into Social Security, building up the account. And now all these kids are creating smaller families for the future, and that new generation is not putting enough money into the Social Security fund because we already have 10,000 baby boomers. That's right. We have 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single day, ladies and gentlemen, that are using up all these benefits. So definitely there needs to be changes to Social Security. For those younger folks that think Social Security might be there in the future, this is the great time right now to look at diversifying your portfolio and not being dependent on the government. As we already know, the government is broke already. Social Security is part of the government, okay?